Happy Lena saw the light, but why did she meet with Miscavige? For God's sakes, why? And I know David will agree with me here that it's good to talk. It wasn't just Lena. Everybody on the council had a meeting with David Miscavige. And everybody on my council was supposed to have a meeting because there was going to be some sort of land swap that the city was negotiating. And you know, I knew about it. I told our city manager, listen, go ahead and see what deal you can make. I support you going and seeing what is being offered. And then when it comes back, I will have the option to vote yes or no to it. And that's the reasonable thing to do. And I made it clear all along that I am open to a land swap if it made sense. If we were getting something in the deal, and David Miscavige came through first. You remember that, David. You remember how I said he has to go first. And that was my mantra through my 4 years on the council. Well, there was a lot of dragging of the feet. And at one point, a year or so ago, David Miscavige said, okay, I'm ready. We've worked out something here, and I want to meet personally with each member of the council and make my pitch, except Bunker. I won't meet with him. Well, that's not the way business is supposed to be done. And you know, I think David will attest here right now. David, if you're here, and I know you are because I saw you there, I have to scroll down here and see if you are agreeing with me. What are you saying about this? We were going to have a meeting, but my invite was lost in the mail. Well, you were the one doing the invitations. I'm not saying that you're a big fat liar because you're pretty thin and you're small. But it was Slappy who said, come and see me, and I shall grace you with an audience. And it's not unusual for each member of the council and the mayor to have a sit-down meeting with a developer or anyone who has a project that they want to pitch. That's normal. You know, for example, we decided, we were deciding whether or not to swap some land with the transportation consortium. They have a bus stop, a bus station rather, right downtown in a really crappy location that it does not fit their needs. They wanted to move to a bigger, better location and create a state-of-the-art depot that would be a transportation hub for Clearwater. So each of us met separately with the folks behind this, and we said, well, here's what I'd like to see. And at one point I said, okay, I'm all on board. But then they said, I heard from the city, they did a test, and the buses couldn't quite navigate down the turn that they would need to make on that street. And that the transportation department was refusing to make any changes to their layout to make that work. And I told them, if you don't do that, I'm withdrawing my yes vote. And then they came back and said, all right, we found a way to do it. So, I mean, those are the type of things you negotiate. If it makes sense, you vote yes. If it doesn't, you vote no. And they have a chance to talk to you about it. Normally, they would come into City Hall to discuss something like that. But Slappy, of course, Mr. Miscavige, cannot go out in public for fear of getting a subpoena. So he sits in his ivory tower and says, come see me, except you, Bunker. Stay where you are. So in that case, you know, the not having taken a meeting with him, if it had happened back then, our city manager would have said, okay, well, here's what he's pitching to all the others. So I would at least be in the know, but I wouldn't have a chance to sit down in a room and question him about it and say, how come you have not done anything to make downtown vibrant? You say you want to. You say you want a thriving, bustling downtown for your people. And you've had that ability and you haven't done it, which is why I was trying to press the point, make him go first and then give him what he wants, because he can't be trusted. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, David. I apologize. But it's incredibly frustrating. Well, because Slappy didn't think he could get what he wanted while I was on the council, he just held off. And I talk a little bit about that in my comments at the meeting tonight. He got the council he wanted. He got the votes he needs to get this street, have the city sell him this public street in front of the fabulous L. Ron Hubbard Hall. Even though he doesn't need it, he can build the hall without it. But he's got 3 people on the council now willing to say yes.